The Catholic Church is suing the city of Baltimore. A lawsuit was filed this week challenging a new law that requires pregnancy centers to post signs saying they don't refer women for birth control or abortion. Many of the centers are supported by the Catholic Church, which doesn't believe in either of those options. Steve Allen with Hodes, Petzen and Cats joins us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Patrice.
All right, let's talk about the arguments on both sides. The Archdiocese says requiring them to acknowledge something that the existence of abortion or birth control goes against what they believe, and it goes against their members' freedom of speech and religion.
Well, what happens is this. Baltimore is the first city in the country to require these types of postings. Person comes into the pregnancy center, and since they don't know, or without the posting, they would not know that these services are not provided, they would be counseled. And the Catholic Church says we have a right to counsel people so they're fully informed. The city, on the other hand, says, now wait a minute, people ought to be told when they walk in what services are or are not provided so that they can make an intelligent decision as to whether to stay or leave. Maryland, by the way, has a statute which permits healthcare providers and centers such as this to refuse to give termination services and to give referral services to a facility that does. So that's really the fight.
Is it coming down somewhat to whose rights are more important? Are the church's rights to not promote these? Or is that more important than an individual's right to come in and know what type of services they're going to get?
Well, that really is the battle. The church says it has a First Amendment right to counsel people.
Right.
And to tell people the good and the bad about termination services. The city says, however, we have a public health right and a duty, in fact, to require that you fully inform people when they walk in what is and is not available.
So the question then for you is, who is right about their rights?
Well, I think this is one which will ultimately go to the appellate courts and maybe even the Supreme Court to see who is right. Now, the Catholic Church will argue that, well, we're not being treated fairly because at centers that provide these services, they're not told, well, there's counseling available or maybe not available.
They're not stating what they do or don't.
That's right. So either the city will change the law to require posting of signs in both places, or this is going to be a legal fight that'll go on for some time.
And this is the first of its kind in the nation, so maybe it's not unusual that you've got to sort it all out before you get a final.
Well, that's right. Baltimore really is at the front of this issue.
All right, Steve Allen, thank you. Coming up later on Fox 45 Morning News, an attempt to impeach the Attorney General, why one state delegate says he is moving forward with that plan. But next, keeping your personal information safe, the scam to watch out for when you're looking for a job. 7:23 is the time. You're watching Fox 45 Morning News, all local, all morning.